Good morning, students. Today, I'm going to teach you a very interesting and important topic whose name is trigonometry. So, what exactly the trigonometry is? Trigonometry is the study of the angles and the sides of a right and triangle using different trigonometric ratios and different trigonometric functions. So, trigonometry is made up of two words, trigono and metron. Trigono means triangle and metron means measurement. Measurement of the sides or angles of a triangle using different trigonometric ratios or functions is known as trigonometry. Okay, so in order to study trigonometry, we have to learn about the important trigonometric ratios. So trigonometric ratios. So the important trigonometric ratios are the first is sine. Sine is abbreviated as sin along with the angle component theta. Okay, if I take any right angle triangle, this is theta, this is any angle theta. The side opposite to the angle is known as perpendicular. We already discussed this in previous topic, that is Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so this is perpendicular, this is base, and this is hypotenuse. This is hypotenuse H. This is represented as B. So in Pythagoras theorem, we deal with the relationship between all these three sides. In PT theorem, Pythagoras theorem, H square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. H square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. Okay, so in Pythagoras theorem we already studied about this relationship, and now in the trigonometric ratios, the sine of any angle theta is the ratio of the perpendicular and hypotenuse. Okay, the second ratio is cosine. Cosine is abbreviated as cos theta. Theta is the component, and it is the ratio of the base and hypotenuse. Then the third is tangent. Tangent is abbreviated as tan theta, and it is equals to perpendicular upon base. The other one is cosecant, and this is abbreviated as cosec theta. It is the basic proper of the sine angle component. Okay, it is also known as 1 upon sine theta, or is equals to, it is the ratio of hypotenuse upon perpendicular. The next one is, fifth one is secant. Secant is abbreviated as sec theta, and it is reciprocal of the cosine of the angle cos theta, which is equals to base hypotenuse upon base. Okay, now the sixth one is cotangent. Next one is cotangent. So cotangent is abbreviated as cot theta. It is equals to 1 upon tan theta, which is equals to base upon perpendicular. The cosecant and tangent can also be described as tan theta is equals to sin theta upon cos theta. Why? Tan theta upon cos theta. Why? Sin is perpendicular upon hypotenuse and cos is base upon hypotenuse. Okay, so when we simplify this, P upon B multiply by H, this H comes in the numerator and this comes in denominator, H and H cancel. The resultant is P upon B, and which is equals to the tangent of the angle theta. And then this one is the reciprocal of this can be written as cot theta, can be written as cos upon sin theta. Okay. Now, how the angle is calculated? You don't know how to calculate the angle. The angle is calculated. Now, how the angle is calculated? If I take this coordinate axis, x-axis and y-axis, x-axis and y-axis, the angles always are calculated in anti-clockwise direction. In anti-clockwise direction. And how to measure that? We use different systems to measure the angles of triangle. Angles, okay, so systems to measure angles. So, what are the systems? The first is sexagesimal. Sexagesimal system. The next one is centesimal. Centesimal system. And the last one is circular system. Okay, circular system. The sexagesimal system is also known as linear system. And the centesimal system is also known as square system. In sexagesimal system, we divide a 90-degree angle, right angle. In sexagesimal system, we divide a right angle into 90 equal parts. A right angle is divided into 90 equal parts, and which is known as a degree. So one right angle is equals to 90 degree. Okay. The further that degree is divided into, it is also known as degree system. Degree. Okay. So this is the notation for degree. This is the notation for degree. Okay. This is the notation for degree. This. Okay, this is a notation for degree. So, and the degree is further divided into 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. Okay, 60 minutes, and the 1 minute, and minute is denoted as dash. 1 minute is divided into 60 seconds. Seconds is denoted as double dash. Minutes is denoted as 1 dash. Okay, so this is how we measure the sexagesimal system. In centesimal system, we divide a right angle. We divide a 90-degree angle into 100 grades. So 90 degree angle is divided into 100 grades. So 90 degree is equal to 100 grade. This is the notation to grade. Okay. And in circular system, how to measure circular system? Circular motion is measured in radian. So 1 radian is notated as c. Okay. So 1 radian is equals to the central angle subtended by r, the central angle, or the angle subtended by r by the r when the arc length is equal to the radius of the circle. When the arc length is equal to radius of this. Okay, so if I take this as a circle, this is the radius r, and this is also radius. This is the r line. Okay, so this is angle theta. Theta is equal to L by r. You can also write this equation also. Okay, so 1 radian. So 1 radian. So pi radian. Okay, pi radian is equal to 180 degree is nearly equals to 180 degree, or pi 90 degree here 90 degree is equal to pi by 2 radian. Okay. So these are the different types of system in which we study the angles of angles. Here pi radian is nearly equals to 180 degree, so we can write 90 degree is equals to pi radian by 2. Okay, 180 by 2 is 90 degree. Okay, so these are the various systems. So in IIT Foundation or IIT JEE, we study about only the radian and the radial system. Okay, radial system and the radial system. So what are the motions? So 90 degree is equal to pi by 2. So 1 degree is equal to pi by 180 degree radian. Okay, so if I given any angle like 30 degree is equals to pi upon 180 into 30. So this will be equal to pi by 6 radian. So 30 degree is equal to pi by 6 radian. Okay, and there are various angles to measure. In trigonometry, we study an angle table. Okay, so what is the angle table? So I'm writing the different trigonometric ratios and the angle. So this is sine angle, sine theta. This is cos theta. This is tan theta. Then cosecant, cos sec theta. Then secant, sec theta. The last one is r. Here we write the angle notations 0 degree or 0 degree in degree and radian also. 0. Then the next one is 0, then 30 degree. 30 degree is known as pi by 6 radian. The other one is 60, 45 degree. Pi by 4, pi by 4 radian. The next one is 60 degree. That is pi by 3 radian. The last one is 90 degree. That is pi by 2 radian. Okay. So this is okay. Now this is the table, and how will we calculate? There is a short trick. There is a simple trick. Here write 0.4. This is the trick to remember the angles. 1 by 4, 2 by 4, 3 by 4, and 4 by 4. So 0.4 is better. 0.4 is 0. 1 by 4 is 1 by 2. 1 by 2, root 3 by 2. Root of 4 is 2. That's why I'm writing 2. Okay. 4 upon 4 is 1. Now, put 1 here. Root 3 by 2 here. 1 by 2 here. Okay. So 1. Root 3 by 2. 1 by 2. 1 by 2. See. Now, we know that delta is the division of sine theta and cosine theta. 0 upon 1 is 0. 1 by 2 and 1 by 2 is 1 by root 3. 1 by 2, 1 by 2, 1. Root 3. Then is 1 upon 0 is infinite. Math error. Okay. So, now, cosine is reciprocal of sine. 0 upon 1, 1 upon 0 is infinite. 2 upon 1, 2. Root 2. 2 by root 3. and 1. Okay. You can write this here also. 1 here. 2 by root 3 here. 2 by root 3 here and 2 here. 2 here. Now, you know that what is the reciprocal of tangent? 0 upon 1 upon 0 is infinite. Root 3 1 upon 1 is 1. 1 by root 3 beta. And infinite 1 upon 0. 0 upon 1 is this is the angle table. So if I want to find the sin 30 degree, what is sin 30 degree, sir? Sin 30 degree is equal to 1 by 2. Here is 1 by 2. Sin 60 degree is this all this table. The angle is used in different questions. And I have also write down the how. I already told you how to measure the angles in previous slide. In previous slide, I already mentioned how to measure this angles 90 degree. Now I am teaching you the coordinate system. Okay, so how the angle is measured? In which quadrant the angle is positive? There are 4 quadrants in the coordinate axis. No? So in which quadrant which angle is positive? Which ratio is positive? So here I am writing down. This is an angle theta. Okay, this is 0 degree theta. 0 degree. This is 90 degree. 90 degree is also known as pi by 180. This is 180 degree. Is also known as pi radian. This is 270 degree. Is also known as 3 pi by 2 radian. And this is 360 degree. That is 2 pi radian. This is 0 degree. Okay. So, in this, the trigonometric ratios which are positive can be memorized as all students to class. What is all students to class? All means all trigonometric ratios are positive. All trigonometric ratios are positive. And first quadrant, this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant, this is fourth quadrant. In first quadrant, all the trigonometric ratios are positive. Means tan is positive, squat is positive, sin is positive, cos is positive, cosec is positive, and sec is positive. The next one is sin. The all trigonometric ratios in this S represents sin. Sin of any angle theta and S is equal. So second, only sin and cosec theta are positive. Sir, I am not getting what are you saying. This is positive. This is. So I teach you this in a while. So sin theta and cosec theta. Okay. In this tan theta and cot theta is positive. In this cos and sec theta is positive. Now, if I take any angle, let's say sin 120, sin 120. So sin 120 is ranging between 90 and 180 degree here. So how can we write 120? Sir, you in the tabular representation in the previous thing, I have mentioned the 120 degree angle. But can we write 120 degree as sin of 90 plus 30? 90 plus 30? 90 degree plus 30 degree.